So I went to do a demo for Atomic Social, which is an SEO agency out of Scottsdale, Arizona, and I wasn't sure why. Well, I wasn't sure why this was happening, but I made a Canva a video in Canva, and in the process of making the video, I realized you can connect Canva to YouTube so that you can just press one button and then post the video you make on Canva to YouTube. So that is awesome. And between that and the other thing I've been doing is would I test one bot like I make a page on Canva in the Canva project I make a page and then do a bot and then make another page for the next bot, another page for the next bot, and that way in the event that one of them messes up, I still have the the I don't have to like start over with the whole demo. Um, and I'm just not doing voiceovers right now. I guess I will at some point. I don't know what the plan is for that. But the I mean once the video is there, like all the videos, it's pretty easy to just talk over it or to add an audio track to it. Um, but that thing basically that really streamlines the whole video making process. And I also got deep into the whole thing about you know today the first thing that I thought of when I woke up was first I was like, I've been making these demos, I've been coding, and like I need to just snap out of it and just make calls. And I realized, what happens when I make calls is that they ask for emails. They send me an email. And on one hand, like the sales instinct is like, well, what is it that you're looking for in the email? So that you just keep the conversation going right there. But inevitably, I'm going to end up sending these people emails. And the issue with the email is, first of all, it gets like super complicated. Oh, that's right. I kind of forgot that that's something I was going to do was just go on YouTube and uh, check out email for sales. Because when I looked up email earlier, it's all email from marketing. And I am actually doing email marketing. But I feel like when you're not doing it like on a mass scale yet, uh, it's more like a sales email then. So anyways, that's the whole thing. Is like when they say send me email, it's okay. Well, like, do I need this like my signature in the email? Should it be an HTML email? Do I want to have tracking on my emails? Should this like be like documented in a CRM? And then what else? There's one other. So and then it's or do I just send them like a hi, like a text, just plain text like hi, and then do I use my Gmail or do I use my domain? And then like do I set up an email server? And so it's just like all these decisions, which you know, yeah, I don't want to get bogged down in all of these decisions because the point is to like be making chatbots and making sales calls. So then I'm getting bogged down in all that. It's not really good. Um, and from their point of view, they're thinking like, well, anybody that like is doing a legit business has like their emails set up properly. Uh, so I'm like, well, I don't want to look bad by like just sending like a not, an email that's not very good and it doesn't have like a signature or whatever. It doesn't. Um, and so I got into like, well, this whole. I started going down this path of like, you know what? Let's just make it like email. Sending emails is like my main thing in the universe. So that next time somebody asks me to send an email, I'm not like figuring out a process from scratch. Like I have a whole entire process. And I started thinking, I can make chatbots that send emails, and maybe that would be a good thing to develop. An email sending chatbot, or one that like helps you compose an email campaign or whatever. But and then I sort of got to thinking, like, all of these technical issues I can deal with, I can solve, I can handle. incrementally. And honestly, if I send an email and it sucks, and if that's something I'm doing over and over again, and sending emails and then they're not good, I can like just look at why it's not good and improve it step by step. But um, the, the bigger issue is that I don't know what I want to say to them because they're like, send me an issue summarizing what you're trying to talk to me about in this phone conversation. And so then the email, if it was honest, would be like, hi, I don't know. Like, that's why I called you, so that I can see how you react. I'm trying to gauge your level of interest here. Uh, Sending you an email, unless you respond, it's hard to gauge somebody's level of interest through by sending them an email. But it is sort of getting to the point where it's like, no, I can make these demos really quick, and I can make the videos slightly quicker than I could before. And so I can make demo, make video, send email. I can do that a lot of times in a day. So it's sort of like at the point where it's like, okay, well, I might be like sending a lot of emails. So maybe I should get into how to, but yeah, but then it's like, I don't know what I want from them. Like, I don't know how to set up a partnership with an SEO company that's going to be like, that's going to keep going. It's not going to fizzle out. I don't know how to sustain that initial contact. So even if they express interest, I can't remember why I was on ChatGPT. Uh, so I got into all sorts of stuff with the emails. And one thing I did realize is that like you can't embed a video in an email, but you can embed like a GIF. And if it's under 60 seconds on Canva, you can make a GIF. So if I just test each of the chatbots individually, and then I download each page as a GIF, I can actually embed that in the email. So that's cool. And most likely I can automate that process eventually if that's becomes something that I'm doing constantly. Okay, so email sales emails. Let's see if we can find any good videos on this topic. Or YouTube can crash on me. That would also be an option. How to write a sales email in 10 minutes by Conversion Architect. I like it. So, sorry, I feel bad because I get people with accents. If you're on YouTube and you have an accent on, you know, I don't mess with it. And it's not that I have anything against you or you having an accent, but I always watch the videos on 1.5 times speed, and I'm usually not paying full attention. I'm doing something else. And then when you put those two things together, if you have an accent, I'm not gonna get anything that you said. I'm not gonna get any of it. Automate your email replies now. Email templates in Dynamics 365. How to make a business email with Google Workspace. Full cold email marketing course with Instantly. Obviously, instantly, whenever you talk about emails, instantly pops up. And I do have some go high level options. 3 brutal mistakes. Unfortunately, my man has an accent. I feel bad about it, but 2025 email and SMS so far, data and insights from 41 billion emails. I'm not really getting what I'm looking for here. I never structure my searches like this, but how to write a sales email. That's what I'm looking for. How I use AI to write sales emails. That's good. How to write a winning sales email in minutes with ChatGPT. Oops. How did AI write my entire sales email? Got 3 prompts for sales email success. Oh, that guy had an accent. How to write follow-up emails with ChatGPT to close more sales. Ah, he got an accent. Write a sales. How to write a sales funnel. Okay, Australian accent is acceptable. All right, so we have some sales emails, videos that I can watch later while I destroy everyone at Clash Royale. Because the thing is that when I'm playing Clash Royale, if I need to be doing something else, then I get my ass beat because the whole time, like part of my brain is like, stop playing, stop playing. But when I have something that I need to like learn about, like that I can listen to, and so then like the I shouldn't be doing this turns off, and then I just destroy people. But anyway, so let's go take a look at why this feedbot isn't working. And I'm pretty sure. Well, first of all, I just want to say probably the best move is just to move on. Just don't debug this. Just go on to another demo where the feedbot does work. But I'm going to take a look at it just in case it's not a big uh, problem. Like in case it's and I already did try to take a look at it, and um, what I'm finding is that they just have a huge blog. Their blog has a lot of posts. And so it's just too much, probably. Uh, it's just like causing my systems to crash when I try to load all of those blog titles. Um, so most likely it is a relatively simple fix. Is just I just need to make an upper limit on how many blog titles it pulls, which is the amount that if it pulls more than that, it's going to crash. Um, I guess in theory, maybe I want to be able to pull tons and tons of posts, but like whatever, it's not something I should really worry about until that becomes like until a paying client comes to me and says, "Hey, I have 10,000 blog posts on my, I want them all to be traversable by the feedbot." Which honestly, it's only in that case that the feedbot is even useful. Uh, but anyways, so I only actually chose Atomic Social because they had blog they had blog posts, and not only did they have blog, they put out like 15 blog. Let's yeah, so I clicked Arizona, and I'm pretty sure they're the only ones in Arizona. So when I clicked it, I was like, there's no way there's going to be any blog posts. But they had a whole bunch of them, and they're like, you know, with Mobile, Alabama in the title. So it's purely like programmatic. They're doing programmatic posting, Madison, Alabama, and that's why. So if this is just the last 7 days of posts, and they're like just covering then obviously they have a ton of posts, and that would be why trying to grab all of them is causing a crash. So let's see what happens here. Also, I should really have like a manifest for it, so that I should have made a manifest. Yeah, something happened there? Or did nothing happen? Wah, wah, wah. All right, so let's see here. The first thing I would like, let's check on the chat. I'm pretty sure that it's just going to show me nothing. Yeah, it's just an empty string for the response. Now I believe, yeah, I have two separate error logs. One is for the stringing. So context length exceeded. The max output token is set to 3,000. So this is probably not a good way of doing it, but I think what I'll do first is just increase the number of tokens and see whether or not that fixes it. So let's see here, run bot. See what I want. And here it is, 3,000 tokens. What is the maximum number of tokens that I can set it to for an OpenAI API call? model. What is it for GPT-4 Mini? Let's just add a zero. 3,000, 30,000. Oh, it instantly fails. Not even enough time for there to be a so I don't know what happened there. All right, you know, I need to check a different demo just to make sure that I didn't, recall demo or something. Okay, so 702 Pros. Go. Chat. Feedbot. Honestly, though, the way the feedbot works is insane. That was stupid. Like what it just did was it pulled every single title of every single blog post that they've ever made, and then put that in the system prompt, just so that it could ask you which topic you're interested in. I think that's how it works. I'd have to look. Alright. Also, I overcorrected for making it because before it would just spew out a bunch of blog posts, and now it always asks like 3 times before, before it gives you any blog posts. All right, so there we go. That works perfectly. So unless there is some specific reason why the thing I did to the atomic social, which I don't think so. See, huh? That's fine. Anyways, I should let's look at the error logs and see what they're telling us. Although it's pretty obvious what's going on here, because even with the 30,000 tokens, it's probably not enough. Because they have a huge blog full of tons of posts. It's just not feasible to pull all of them every time. Okay. Let's just see whether or not I can find 30,000. It seems like it still sets to 3,000 instead of 30,000. Now it's also taking 3,000. Um, okay, I found the social. Let's see here. What's happening? Um, okay. Literally the only thing I was looking for was whether or not it's like running run.c, make sure that I'm not editing the wrong file. I was editing, I set the tokens to 30,000 and that didn't seem to have changed anything. yeah, I don't think that I still use this file. So probably just run bot feed stream or something like that. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. Man, there's a thing of technical debt, and then there's like knowledge debt, which is like, you know, I made this file and I made so many variations of this specific file that I sort of felt like, oh, it's in my brain permanently. But so then you move on to other things. But then at a certain point, it's like, wait a minute, if I had to ever redo this, if I had to make it, I would be very confused because it's been a while since I made it and I made it the way I want it to work, and it works the way I want it to work, and I haven't had to redo that for a long time. Okay. So I think, yeah, I stopped using runbot feed. That's what happened. So when I edited the max tokens, it did not actually do anything. Now I have edited the correct file. Let's try again. Oh, what am I doing? Am I clicking on the wrong one? Ball. You know, whether to wait or to assume that it's not working. You increase the context window of this model. All right, so I'm going to set it to 9,000. Pretty sure that is reasonable. And let's try it again, but there's no reason why that would fix it. Unless it just rejected the API call because I had set tokens too high, but the actual number of tokens being sent from the blog is not that high. But I think there's more than 9,000 tokens. If we take all of the titles and all of the URLs from their blog, and that alone is more than 9,000 tokens. So it can't possibly work. Yeah, and encode speed 9,000. Tutorial May 2024. I hate to do it, but I'm gonna go on the platform and what is the maximum. I don't even think it uses. I don't use a structured output for this one anymore. I did, but then I realized there's no reason because it can just print the HTML in there pretty well. Okay, so the max tokens, this is for a mini. I can set it to 16,000. I think I take it. So that that's it. I think that's the max output token. So I'm not even changing the max input tokens here. I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know if that's a thing. And I don't know, I don't want to read the document to figure it out right now. So what I will do is let's go to the comic book feed. Require one to get feed titles. Get feed titles. Per page. Page one. Okay, we're getting 100 titles per page. Uh, yeah. So I'm asking if it loops through every single page, which obviously it does. I know the answer is yes. I don't know why I even bother wasting time just confirming for. using heuristics. What is the heuristics? What are you talking about? All right, so yeah, we're not gonna update. We're not gonna keep all that code from ChatGPT because it will probably break everything. I need it to tell me exactly how to edit. Um, all right. So there should be what is using. Okay. Um, I don't think that I so it's gonna start with 20 pages. I don't think that how many if there's 100 titles um, and 20 pages, so that's 2,000 titles. And if each title has even 10 tokens, that's gonna be too much. So I'm definitely yeah, let's sure I didn't break everything. Looking like I might have broke everything. Yeah. Definitely introduced a syntax error. One fewer menu closing brackets. Why is IDE saying this is in hash? Unexpected. No, buddy, you're the one who. Yeah. Here, this should work again now. Hopefully. All right, that was slow, but other than that, it's working fine. Okay, so now let's go back to the Atomic Social one, and my guess is it's still gonna not work because I have that thing set to 20 pages. And 20 pages is way too much. It's still gonna exceed the max number of tokens. What? Really? Okay. So fixed. That has been fixed. I can't believe 20 pages isn't too much. Anyway. So back to the so probably I should just move on to making another demo for another company. That's probably the next idea, and then make a video for them of the demo, and then send them an email.